Hillary Clinton looking more and more like, not that she didn't before, but you understand what I'm saying. To the average American who has just turned on their TV, and I'm guessing all three cable channels, I've got MSNBC and CNN on in here, I'm guessing Fox as well, are, just all Hillary all the time. And of course, Fox would be doing it in the hopes that people like Jim Jordan and Mike Pompeo are able to draw blood, and the other networks are doing it because it's Hillary Clinton and she's running for president, and it's a big deal, and it's political circus and theater and whatnot. But she is definitely holding her own in my humble opinion. So anyhow, Kenyatta in Redlands, California. Hey, Kenyatta, your thoughts on all this?
Tom, given the fact that Bill and Hillary Clinton have been subjects of a blatant witch hunt by many through the years, which is weird to me because I could give you a number of examples where they would have appeared to have been the Republicans' best friends. But, they've clearly been targeted. And I know that had this happened on any day, that these folks that are her political nemesis would go after her. But here's my question, Tom. Is there an exploitation or premium exacted by the fact that by her antagonist, by the fact that this happened on 9/11? Because I've heard, this happened on September 11th, and I've heard a number of people, in Congress refer to it as 9/11. And is there a political dog whistle there, Tom?
I don't know. I really don't know. My guess is probably not. That if this attack had happened on any day of the year, and 4 Americans had died, particularly an ambassador, that the Republicans would have used this, would have exploited this. One of the really interesting questions, Kenyatta, is what would have happened if there was a Democrat in the White House on 9/11? If Al Gore had not had the election stolen from him by the Supreme Court, and instead Al Gore was president, and 9/11 happened, would he be subject then to 3 years of grueling hearings and probably an impeachment? I think so. I think that's exactly what the Republicans would do, because they're doing this over the death of 4 people. They'd certainly do it 1,000 times more over the death of 4,000 people. And the Democrats haven't. They haven't politicized 9/11. In fact, arguably the only person who has so far is Donald Trump. So, which is making my head explode. But anyhow, that's my thoughts on that. Your thoughts, Kenyatta?
Oh, I absolutely agree with what you just said. Yeah. I mean, where Al Gore, who should have been in the White House, by the way, that's a whole other chapter. I mean, how Americans have sat down for that. They had an election stolen from them.
Yeah.
I mean, but despite that, of course, it would have been It would have been the equivalent of political Armageddon, and they certainly would have went after impeaching Al.
So I think once you put it in that context, then it all sort of makes sense that this is just the Republicans doing what Republicans always do, and they've done it against the Clintons since Bill was governor of Arkansas. And the Democrats are doing what the Democrats always do, which is say, well, let's get back to policy. Let's talk about what really matters. Let's run the country. And the Republicans are like, no, we want to have a scandal. We want to have a wedge issue. We want to talk about something that doesn't have to do with, the economy or working people or trade policy or whatever. We, don't look at the man behind the curtain, the billionaires who are ripping us all off. So,
but
anyhow.
Tom, do you not, can you, I mean, you gotta, kind of think about the fact that, however convenient, and I agree with you. I think I lay that caveat out, but you have to believe that the 9/11 aspect of it isn't hurting.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. It is a hot button for hysterical Republicans. I mean, they've built their whole religion around it, basically. And
you just said hysterical Republicans. Were there any other type?
Yeah. Well, I think there might be a few. Susan Collins is probably the only one left over who's not. But yeah, well, point well made, Kenyatta. Thanks a lot for the call.